fixing your family. It's about bringing everybody into the village. Remember, village. It's not a city, it's a village. And when you're in the village, you are connected. You're strong. You're supportive. And you fight for everybody in that village. You don't let no outsiders come in there and take over what's going on with you. So let's keep the village. Let's fix the village. Whatever these anger situations that we got going on, let's be done with it. You know, we family. We all family.
3, 2, 1, go!
Bingo! That's right, Fellas Ain't Failure podcast. Back in the building. And for y'all see, I got my brother, Big Bro Los, in the house. It's your boy, Coach Chuck, the podcast pastor. Listen, we got an episode we're going to bring, but Big Bro going to take the lead and take this off.
What's going on, everybody? How you feeling? It's your boy, Big Bro Los, and y'all know I got my brother next to me. Same mama, same daddy.
Shout out to Honeycomb.
Tell y'all that all the time. So listen.
What you got, bro?
I got something that's it's serious to me, bro. You know.
Wait, can we take a moment for producer note?
What you got?
Tell you guys how you guys' week's been. Just for the people, a little bit, from where we first started.
Okay, yeah, how we used to do it. But
Yeah,
first
yeah.
of all, give me some love, bro.
Yeah, you know how this how it started out.
Yes, sir.
It's the original.
Yes, sir.
How love you, bro.
It wasn't nobody but me and him and Lopez.
That's right.
Yes,
That's how it
sir.
started.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
we
sir.
expanded, but this the original, Fellas Ain't
Yes,
Failure
sir.
right here.
Good week for me, man. You know, I'm at the summer camp, man, so I'm rolling with the kids. It's been a busy week. We got a lot of kids out there, man, but that's what I do. I love the kids.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
I'm always trying to get down with that. Got my grandkids out there in camp with me, love them. Chloe, Callie, hey, and just keeping it going, man. You know what I'm doing? How about you?
Yes, oh man, I bro, I just turned 50.
Yes, sir. Big 5-0.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to the big 5-0.
I did a miniature road trip, man.
That's right, bro.
Shot to Atlanta with sis for 5 days.
Sis.
Went to Louisiana, hung out
Same
in New
mama,
Orleans
same
on my
daddy.
50. Yes, sir. Shout out to Honeycomb. And then this weekend, I had a good week because I had a short week at work. And then every time we come to drop this content, man, empower our people, that's always beautiful. But I'm finna go see Fantasia and Anthony Hamilton,
Okay.
man. So I'm excited about that because I've been trying to see Fantasia, man. So, I'm excited. I'll be taking off early in the morning, man. But I am excited, bro. So I'm good, man. But I'm excited about this because I know I'm gonna go ahead and brief the people just so they understand. When we for Mother's Day,
Yeah.
we did a
If any of y'all follow us on Facebook and that kind of stuff there.
yeah, we did a thing, me, you, and sis for Mama. So we hung out together and went out of town, and it was we had a conversation.
We had a conversation,
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, a bloodline conversation.
Yep.
And it sprung what we need to talk about today because one thing we talk about how we come from a good mama, good daddy, but no families without issues.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Struggles and challenges.
Absolutely.
And this is something that we experience within our family, not dealing with me and you,
Right.
but you being an elder brother, elder uncle, all that kind of stuff there, it involved you. So we felt like it was important that we address this situation with people because one thing about our culture that we have a lot of family issues. We have people don't talk
Right.
with each other. You know, sisters don't talk to each other, brothers don't talk to each other. We have all that stuff in our family when as a culture that we shouldn't have to deal with that because how we've been separated all our lives. So we
Absolutely.
should bond stronger together. So I'm going to let you kick off however you want to kick off and you go ahead and drop the title of it, so they understand where we're going. Let's talk about it, bro, because it's important.
We're going to talk about to forgive and not to forgive,
Okay.
And like bro said, we were sitting around with moms up in Decatur at my sister's house. And we were sitting on the back porch that morning. It was raining, man. It was just so nice, and we started talking and found some things out about our family, and my mama just kind of hit it.
Yeah.
And said something, she said she hurting, and boom, it just opened up this valley to me, man. So I want to talk about what it does to a person or to a family or to whatever the situation, when you don't forgive.
Okay.
When you don't forgive.
And the reason because as we talked about, we could deal with the reason that person didn't forgive.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Which is valid on both ends.
Right. But I heard somebody say once, some of the loneliest people in the world are people who don't know how to forgive.
Mm.
You know, and if you think about it, especially if it's something that a situation where you haven't forgiven somebody for something, especially if it's petty, you know. But like if you're one of those people who I ain't dealing with that person, you know, they did this or they did that, you know, I don't think you pay attention how much it deteriorates your body. You know
Yeah.
how much it's tearing you up inside,
Mhm.
you know. And what we found out was the bond between a brother and a sister.
Yeah.
You know, a bond that was solid. I'm talking solid, you know. And if you are close to a sibling like they are,
Yeah.
you know, me and you, you
Mhm.
know, me and Nisa, you know,
Yeah.
you and Nisa, you know what I'm saying? I got my younger sister. She's just a year younger than I am. And I'm 58 years old. She's 57. And we ain't never argued in our life, bro.
Yeah.
You know, that don't mean we perfect, but I think that shows the strength of the bond that her and I have. But me and you ain't either, bro.
Yeah.
You
Never.
know, and
Never.
I
Never.
don't know why.
Never.
You know, I don't know why, you know, because sometimes the arguments come from a situation where somebody done said something that didn't necessarily need to be said.
Yeah.
There may or may not have been a situation in our lives, bro, where we probably didn't agree on it, but we didn't address it to a point where it got aggressive, you know, and now we can't talk no more.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So when the brother and sister had shared this connection all their lives, you know, from day one, you know, being close in age like me and my sister are, you know, and them just developing and growing and connecting and intertwining together as one, you know, and doing all these things from their childhood together into their adulthood, you know, and then something happened.
Mm.
Something went wrong somewhere, you know, and someone got weak. Not weak as in they can't, you know, just solve or something like that. They got to a point where they couldn't deal with what their lives was putting them through at that time.
Okay.
You know.
I see.
And
where
so
you're
I
going.
would say like the weaker of the two, as
Yeah.
far as that one. Because the other one was still rolling.
Yeah.
You know. Strong. As far as they was concerned, on top of the game, you know, not worried about nothing, not having no downfalls. Now, again, not perfection, but not what their sibling was going through.
Correct.
Because their sibling was spiraling downward,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And they were wondering why you not like me? Why you not strong like me?
Expectation.
And because that sibling wasn't strong and standing tall, it caused a rift, bro. It caused a rift.
And I think that's what we noticed sitting at that table. Like this is, in case y'all don't know, this is like very personal for us.
It's very personal.
You know what I'm saying? Because these are two people who
We love
definitely
to
our
death.
blood. We love
Yeah.
to death. They love each other to death, and it's something in between. You know what I'm saying? Their relationship. But we noticed one thing. I know that we picked out was that of being disappointed in a person's downfall
Right.
or struggle. You know what I'm saying? And I think because one person is disappointed, and like you said, you can't expect. And this the whole show. We really want. We trying to mend. We want to talk about mending the bond in relationships. So when
Was that Ray?
my bad, cut that out.
He probably
I
ain't
ain't know
gonna
there
cut
was
it.
something
He probably
running
ain't
out
gonna
there
cut
now.
it out, but yeah, something just went through this. I don't know what it was, but go ahead, bro.
But it's like it's important that we don't expect people to handle life the way that we handle life. And because they expect their sibling to handle life the way they handle life and they're not able to handle it like you, now you become frustrated. You don't have any grace and mercy for them. And it starts to break down the bond. You know what I'm saying? When really you're supposed to stand behind that person more and push them towards whatever it may take You know what I'm saying? To get them to where they need to be in life. And we noticed that was like, so I was thinking like, dang, was it more hurt? Was it a response to hurt that is it I'm hurt, or is it I expected you to be able to handle like me, and because you not handling like me, I got a problem with how you live in your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I guess I'm thinking, and I'm kind of fumbling through this because I'm trying to be confident. You know, I'm not trying to put too much emphasis on everything, but I think it's important that we do not, and we have to understand and give people the grace and the space to handle life the way they handle it. And because they don't handle it like we do, you know, we can't allow that to come in between us. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to say it without really putting too much out there on one end of it.
And we discussing this topic, I mean, because even though it's from a personal experience
Mhm.
within our family, I know that it's a lot of y'all got the same thing going on. You know, you're in a situation, you know, where you have completely disowned somebody for whatever reason that you didn't agree with, be it their lifestyle or be it something they
But
said.
they struggle.
Yeah, of a day struggle.
Yeah.
You know, what part did you play in it?
There we go.
What part did you play in it? You know, because if you gonna grow up with somebody and y'all drinking all the time and y'all smoking all the time, you know, and you bounce off it like nothing, but the other person that became an alcoholic and an addict,
Yeah.
you know, now you kicking them down,
Yeah.
you know, but they weren't as strong as you. You know, they can't handle what you handle, and now they're struggling and suffering, you know, when they probably need you more than ever right now, and you don't want to deal with them because of the same thing that y'all was hanging with and doing together.
Mm-hmm.
Now they struggling with it. You be like, I got through it. Why not you?
So we talk about extending grace.
Okay.
And I think So we talking about we have to be able to extend grace because and we just talked about this before camera, that in our culture, like it's prevalent. It's like it's everywhere that sisters don't talk to sisters. Brothers don't talk to brothers. And I've been in relationships with chicks where they weren't talking to their sisters and stuff like that. And sometimes you have reasons for separating yourself from people, but your bond should still be there. The love should still be there because, I mean, like, sometimes we don't understand the struggle. You know what I'm saying? Of a
Right.
person that's struggling.
Right.
We don't understand the emotional roller coaster. We don't understand what they're going through mentally as they're trying to overcome. You know what I'm saying? And even like we don't know what it feels like for a person. See, with me and you've always like been upright. Like I'm trying to say it right. I've never been ashamed of you. You know what I'm saying?
I've always felt like I've been grounded. You know what I'm saying?
But you've never done anything that I was ashamed of what you were doing. But that's not the case for everybody.
Nope.
But I said that to say on the flip side, when you're ashamed of the way a person acts, the way a person lives their life, or what they become, we don't understand the mental battle of that person who probably really wants to do right in your eyes.
Right.
But they're struggling with all their mental capacities and things like that. And so that's why it's important that we give grace, because all we think about is what we see. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes people are struggling because they have other issues going on, and they need continuous support more than being beat down and, you know what I'm saying, and avoided and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
And I also want to say, like, you know, for somebody that there can be numerous reasons why you may not want to deal with this person, or why you're not forgiving this person, choose not to forgive this person, you know, but I think I might have said, like, what was your contribution to it? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a friend now who's struggling with alcohol, y'all was real tight coming up, you know, but you was the one always going to get him to go get alcohol.
Yeah.
You was always the one paying for the alcohol, you know. You was doing all this supplying, you know, and now they broken with it, you know, and you want to know, well, why? What happened? You know? But I want to talk, just mention like how that situation ties into all other stuff that you mad about. You
Yeah.
know, with another person. You
Yeah.
know, the unforgiveness, is that a word? No.
Not unforgiveness.
If you're not if you're not forgiving,
Unforgiveness.
you're just gonna start being unforgiving everywhere else with other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened. That's not a word.
Not unforgivingness. It's unforgiveness.
But okay, all right, but
that's key, bro.
yeah,
And that's it's taking us a minute to get to it.
it's
for
late
me,
night, y'all. We late
yeah,
night.
and we've been filming up. We've been since 8
Yeah,
but I kind of see where we're going. Yeah. Like just like you played a role in them getting high.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Now you refuse to play the role in them bouncing back, being resilient, and breaking that addiction in their life.
Right.
And a lot of times that's what happened in our families. We hang out with folk, but when they go over the edge with it, we talking about them. Oh man, they ain't nothing but a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? Instead of and because this is what we have to bring back to our family structure is that we gotta start protecting and policing and helping our own. You know what I'm saying? And making sure that the bonds are in place. I don't know, bro. Like
I feel
it's a problem. It's a problem when sisters don't talk, when brothers don't talk, when parents and children don't talk.
and I don't think we're saying that just because we get along as siblings. You know,
yeah.
if I didn't, I would like to hope that I could recognize that that's a problem. You
Yeah.
know, whatever I'm mad at my sister about, we need to fix it. We need to fix it. And I don't know.
I like that title. We need to fix it.
I don't care. I mean, it shouldn't matter what it was. You know, hey, I ain't saying that you ain't gonna be mad for a minute or this kind of stuff there, but I'm talking about dragging it out, bro. That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking about. I'm talking about dragging it out to the point of no conversation.
Yeah.
You know, how can I not talk to you?
Not picking up the phone.
What you gonna do to me that I can't talk to you no more, bro?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Not picking
You know,
up the
because
phone.
I'm whatever, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna have to find a way to let it go, bro.
Yeah.
Because you my brother.
We gotta fix it.
We gotta fix it.
And I think that's what I know it took us a minute to get to it, but I think that's what we imploring
Yeah.
to the audience. Like, whatever family situations, disagreement, broken bonds, whatever it is, I mean, like, we gotta fix it. Cause you know how they say we all we got when it comes to your family first, that's all you got. And then one day, somebody gonna leave. And you're gonna wish you had fixed it.
Been there, done that.
You're gonna wish you had fixed it.
I have to deal with something for the rest of my life because I was real petty about something with somebody,
Yeah.
you know, and they died, you know. And bro, let me tell you, it ain't a day I don't think about it or drive by their house or see something that remind me of that. And I was so petty,
Yeah.
you know, because we say it all the time, you know, like, all right, don't go to bed angry or don't, you know, you better make up. But experience it.
Yeah.
I experienced it, bro.
Yeah.
And it bothers me that I could not have been better at that time to fix it. Cause it was an easy fix.
Yeah.
You know, but I was just being hard headed and stupid.
And like a lot of times, it be pride.
Oh yeah.
I ain't gonna be the first one to bow down when you did this to me.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes the other person is so guilty and so remorseful for what they did, they may not be saying it, but if you be the bigger person and just approach like, hey, you my blood. You did whatever. I love you. I forgive you. Let's fix this.
Right.
How do we fix this?
How do we fix this?
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think we have those conversations enough in our culture, our black family households. You know, we just don't talk. You know, we say stuff like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the streets love you more than your family. But in the street, somebody cross you be back friends with them.
In a minute.
In the streets, we have a code. Don't let no woman come between of your homeboy, knock off your chick. You supposed to chew your friendship with your homeboy versus fixing that with your chick. You know what I'm saying? Like, the codes in the streets so different, but in family, like, we've got to fix these issues. And part of this, as the podcast, our goal is to bring families together, strengthen families, to create a support system for the felons when they come back. So that rolls into, like, those who don't forgive their uncle that done been in prison 9 times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You never know. Sometimes that transition, that change in life could be based on the love and the receptivity of his family when he come home. Some people don't change. Some people need help changing. Some people need their family. And like we say, man, at the end of the day, somebody gonna die.
Right.
You know, even like with the one reason I spend, I mean, cause I love mama, you know,
Right.
but one reason I spend as much time with mama as I can, because when dad died, I felt like I hadn't spent enough time with dad. You know what I'm saying? And there wasn't no issues, you know. We had the
No,
greatest
no,
dad in the
no,
world. It
no,
wasn't
no.
that. I was in the
No,
streets
you
living
just
my
doing
whole
your
life.
thing, yeah.
But after Pops had left, when the Lord called Pops home, I thought about I never had a drink with Dad. I thought about how Dad wasn't there when I got married. I thought about how Dad wasn't there when I, started doing the work I was doing for the Lord and stuff
Right.
like that. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, never again will I allow myself to not spend the proper time with people before they leave here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it got to be in our family, man.
What they
We
say,
got to bring that back together,
their-
bro.
What they say, giving their roses while they can still
Giving
smell 'em.
giving they flowers while they can still
smell
smell them. You know what I'm saying?
And what I saw that morning was someone who didn't want to or couldn't recognize. They were seeing anger.
Yeah,
I saw hurt.
yeah,
That's what I saw. I saw hurt. So I'm saying that to say, like, some of y'all be like, you want to beat your chest talking about what you're not going to deal with, and I ain't dealing with this person no more, and I'm mad at this person about that, and this happened. But you're not recognizing what's really going on is that you're hurting inside.
hurting.
You're hurting inside.
Anger is a secondary emotion.
Yeah,
It's
that's
caused by another
yeah,
emotion.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You're hurting, and you got to know you're hurting, Recognize that that's what it is. Stop dealing with the anger part. Understand that, and just ask yourself, am I hurt by it? You are hurt. It hurts, and don't nobody want to hurt, bro. So if you're hurting from a situation like that, find a way to fix it. Let's fix it.
Like, let's give an example. So if we were in that situation that we talk about, because we need to do this, if I'm angry with you because you hurt me, what I need to do is call you and say, bro, meet me at Olive Garden. We go to Olive Garden. Now, wherever we're going to meet at, and be like, bro, I'm hurt. The reason I ain't picking up your phone call is because I'm hurt. And I need to tell you why I'm hurt. That's how you begin to fix. And that's the conversation we don't have. And that's the conversation these people not having, is that the one person that's angry because they're hurt is not having that conversation saying, this how you hurt me. Give that person an opportunity. Because sometimes people don't know where they hurt you.
Right.
Especially when people are having their own mental struggles and battles. They're not seeing that. And sometimes you got to, like I teach my daughters, you got to teach people how to treat you.
Right.
Sometimes you got to show people how they wrong you, how they hurt you. And that conversation can go into something completely different. Just imagine if that one person went to the one person and said, the reason I don't answer your call, the reason I talk to you and treat you the way I treat you is because I love you, I expect no more, and I'm hurt. That gives you an opportunity to say, whatever. And now the mending process starts. And maybe I understand something that I didn't understand about the struggle that you have. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like you got to have, and I think we did an episode about emotional intelligence.
Right.
You got to be able to have that conversation. Like, you gotta want it, first of all. You got to want to fix this thing.
And I think if we were to sit down and have that kind of conversation, because we talked about the bond of our family members that's going through this struggle right now, and it's and I just thought about this just now, bro. It's almost like the struggle that they're going through, both of them think it's for different reasons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't even know what the struggle is about. One say it's this, and the other one thinks it's this.
Mm-hmm.
But like, to get back to what you said, like, we had that conversation because our bond has been so strong all our lives. First thing I said, bro, I ain't never want to hurt you. I never meant to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? Now we finna talk about it. Now we finna fix it.
Now we finna fix it.
Now you told me.
You finna find out what I need.
I'm finna find out what you need.
And now you can get in a position to be my support and help me get the things I need. And sometimes the conversation clears the room.
Sometimes.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes. It breeds a fresh start.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we got to have that. And that's what we don't do in our culture. We don't conversate. We get mad. We talk noise. And we don't say nothing to each other. We'll be at the same cookout. and speak to everybody but the one person we got a problem with.
Oh my goodness.
Come on, man. Where they do that at? We got to stop that. We got to fix our families, dog.
We gotta fix our families. You know, when me and Big Coop did an episode last week, or when we did it, we talked about
Mental health,
the
like
family.
mental health.
Yeah, you
Okay.
know, and we talked about how sometimes those who are dealing with the mental health feel alone, you know, and
Yeah.
left out. And Coop mentioned we got to bring them back to the village, bro.
Yeah,
To the village,
yeah,
you know. And when you hear the word, or when I hear the word village, it ain't like a city.
yeah,
You know, when you talk about a village, everybody's connected,
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Everybody got each other back.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Everybody supports each other in the village.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the family is the village. It's your foundation for your generation.
Correct.
You understand what I'm saying? I mean, it's like this foundation of this village and our family is where everything gonna come out of. You know, all the next aunts and uncles and grandmas and kids, all, you know, it starts in this village. So when you are having that struggle with your family member like that, remember the village.
Yeah.
You know, if they've been outcast from the, if you have outcast them from the village, bring them back to the village.
Bring 'em back.
Bring them back to the village.
Bring them back.
Bring them back
We
to the
gotta
village.
fix it.
We gotta fix it.
We got to fix it.
We gotta fix it.
I think that's really the message of what we're talking about, because it's a message that needs to be heard. You know, this wasn't no glitz and glamour. We ain't coming out this
Yeah,
great revelation.
it don't take
all
an
that.
hour to talk about it.
It's about black people, black families. We got to fix it. Whatever it is, we got to fix it. Like they say, like we try, like even with our thing, you know, we want to bring back the family reunions. It's a lot of work trying to bring that
It's
back
a lot
together.
of work.
Because we've lost the village concept.
Right.
And I realized when we talking to people that work, it seems like in our culture, now I'm gonna shift a little bit, but it seemed like when all the grandmothers died, I'm hearing this from other people. Other people say, man, when my grandma died, we stopped getting together.
I'm talking real grandmas.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm a granddad.
Johnny May.
Don't, yeah, Big Mama now. Big Mama, you know, the one that wore the, whatever they call the little things they wear.
Little house
The
thing.
house coats or whatever. That, you know what I'm saying?
A gown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, you know,
Yeah.
that was grandma. Cause man,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, my mama, bro.
Yeah.
Man, we go around there and eat. Mother, that was Mother.
Yeah.
Go around Mother house, bro.
Yeah.
And you talking about eating? You talking about everybody there? Everybody there. And right when she passed, it stopped.
Faded out.
It stopped.
And not just our family, a lot of families.
A lot of families.
A
A lot of families.
And we have to bring that. If we don't bring that back together, we ain't gonna never make it.
And that's
As a family.
something. That's something that's lost.
Yeah.
You know. Now, we definitely can bring it back. But like I said, I'm a grandfather. But my grandma and my granddad was built different, bro.
Yeah.
You know, they was built different. You know. My grandmother was beautiful, but my grandmother looked like a grandmother.
Yeah.
She was old, you know. I tell people I'm a granddad all the time. They look at me like I'm crazy. I ain't trying to say I look young, all this kind of stuff, but I probably don't look like a grandparent. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe that's
because
just
when you think of grandparents, you think of elderly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you're elder,
I am that.
yeah, 55 or older.
I am that. I need to start using my discount when I go places. I keep forgetting to do that. But listen, y'all. It's about fixing your family. It's about bringing everybody into the village. Remember, village. It's not a city. It's a village. And when you're in the village, you are connected. You're strong. You're supportive. And you fight for everybody in that village. You don't let no outsiders come in there and take over what's going on with you. So let's keep the village. Let's fix the village. Let's, whatever these anger situations that we got going on, let's be done with it. You know, we family. We all family. And we appreciate y'all listening. Fellas Ain't Failure 42 podcast. Cue the merch.
3, 2, 1.